I was in the Min camp when Min met Altior in the Supreme. Tiny backstory to that. I backed Maputo, who suffered a fractured leg or broken leg against Altior when they ran on, I think it might have been Trials Day at Cheltenham, or maybe the December meeting. He ran in a Supreme trial anyway, only got beaten half a length by Altior. The injury was sustained in the run-up. I still think Maputo would have beaten Altior that day, and obviously we know Altior hasn't been beaten over obstacles, so bit of a sore spot with that. I couldn't really get on the Altior bandwagon early doors, but I've always liked Min. But from an early stage, it wouldn't have taken a genius to work out that you've got to be a bit careful with this horse. His novice chase season was cut short after an injury, so we didn't get to see the whole world of him then. But then he's come back and he's winning races, and then he gets turned over when he shouldn't, and then he goes and wins a couple of races, and then he gets turned over and doesn't really show a performance. So you'd always have to bear that in mind with Min, that we don't really know what you might get with him in terms of performances. But we can take a look back at some of the races that he performed in last season, and he's a very keen-going horse. It's the majority of things that you'll hear from people. They say the reason they run him over 2 miles quite often is because he's so keen, and you know he wouldn't settle over a slightly slower pace over 2 mile 4. And you can see here, this is the beginning of the season. Very tight a room there, but he's brave. He's gone through that. I think he's just a nice horse. What they should be doing with him this season is running him at the middle trip. There's obviously different races that they could be going for in between, but he just needs to be campaigned. I mean, you don't really want to say it, but like I say about the prestigiousness of a Ryanair, but I think he just needs to be campaigned with those sorts of races in mind. They need to just agree to go for 2.5 mile with him, and if they decide to send him on, then they decide to send him on. But this particular race here at Leopardstown, you can see him settled at the back. He had Special Tiara and St Calvados in the race. It was never going to be short pace for him. They're going to go quick enough for him. Now, I know in the Queen Mother, which we'll see in a second, St Calvados went off in front and made the pace, but they tactically got that wrong, and Willie Mullins said that straight after the race, that they'll do a change of tactics when he goes at Aintree. I unfortunately did miss that comment at the time, which meant I didn't get stuck into him at Aintree like I should have done, but he's okay getting a bit of a lead, I think, but it's just those 2 mile races. He's beating horses over 2 miles here, but he's not beating the worldies. He's not going to beat Altior over it. He's not going to beat some of the better 2 mile chasers. So again, here early we can see that he's there. The only way I thought Min could beat Altior at Cheltenham was if Min could get in front of him, and Nico probably knew this, which is why he went up with the pace of St Calvados. You don't want to be doing that with a horse, which is probably why Altior's performance was great in the fact that he won, but with great respect to the horses around him, Politolog and So shouldn't really have been getting that close to him, in my mind. You can see Min at the back's not finding anything. He's just not able to show that turn of foot over 2 miles. He should have been travelling into the race a bit better than that, but it was one of them. They went quick. Some of the horses from the back can go along with it, like Politolog and So did. Some of them can't, and Altior's obviously just an absolute beast. So Min can't win a champion chase, but if Altior doesn't go there for whatever absurd reason, then they're going to probably be thinking it. But here he is at Aintree over 2 mile 4. Ruby's just gone on and just said, you know what, let's just go on and get on with this. But look how he's travelling here. Now, that's Politolog in second, that we saw what he did in the champion chase, waiting patiently in those first-time cheat pieces. And that's Hell's Kitchen further back that I would have expected to have gone on and made the run-in, to be honest. But you can see how well he's travelling here. You can see that he's going. We all know that he's a very good horse. They just got to look at these middle trip races for him throughout the season, I think. It wouldn't be beyond my belief that I think he could stay a little bit further as well, but to jump into that division at this stage in his career when it looks the most competitive region that it's ever looked, I don't think they will do that. But yeah, 2.5 miles is what they should do with him all season. Let's just go and get him a Cheltenham Festival win, because I think he deserves it. He's a nice type. And look, he's spanked Politolog there at Aintree. So that's the thing with him. His best performance of the season was there at Aintree. I've skipped the Punchestown clip where he got beaten by Underso. Probably shouldn't have done that, to be honest, but he's just a beast of a horse. He was gone in front, and you can't let those sorts of horses over 2 miles do that. Underso's got the turn of foot to go with an Altior over 2 miles when he's in front. Min doesn't have that sort of turn of foot. So I think the middle trips they've got to go for him, and like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed a little bit further. You look at his records, to be fair, on that sort of trip. He won at Aintree. He's won at Punchestown over 2 mile 4. Neck beaten by Politolog at Aintree again. Hacked up, I mean, it's against Flax and Fair 1-9 over 2 mile 4. So his record over the middle trip is 3 wins, 1 second, and that 1 second came a neck. So that's where he's got to be going this season.